And yeah, we are live. Unfortunately, Spotify is shitting itself, so I'm just going to turn that off. Soundbite, are we there?
I am indeed. How we doing?
Yeah, not too bad. So stream's a little scuffed, so we're just going to get straight into it. We've already got a few bands going. Got Bet on the red side, new Vex on the blue side, and looking like an Aatrox possible ban on the red side here for TL. Um, any expectations for this game?
Absolutely zero.
Yeah,
No idea. Considering this is gonna be my very first look into the tournament, I know there's been a couple series played, but there's definitely some unfamiliar faces for me. I'm not sure if you're the same.
yeah. There's a lot of players here. I've no idea what to expect from. So I'm interested to see how this goes for the first one. Um,
Did you get the link up on stream? It says looking for a game to capture
oh, I did not change my screen. There we go. 1 second.
or stream. I can see it fine on the parsec.
There we go. It should be up on the stream now.
Tis indeed. Beautiful. And okay, everyone focusing up. Luck has been taking blue one, terrorizing pretty much every elo, be it organized play, be it solo queue, be it. I think it's undefeated in Kespa Cup at the moment. This champion's a little bit just disgusting.
Yeah. Oh, I'm picking. Sorry. Yeah. Seems pretty disgusting when it gets the ball rolling. It depends where it is as well. I've seen some people try to play it in jungle, and it looks pretty rough there.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was blind pick strong, to be honest. Uh,
it's legitimately crazy. I think it's genuinely undefeated in Kespa Cup. I would be happy the blue won it. Seems completely reasonable. A little bit of mobility on the other side. Tristana and Ari will try and take some of the edge out of those nails, which really matter, those Q stacks, but the burst is still just disgusting.
yeah, not a bad answer. Having a bit of mobility to answer the luck. At least get out some of those all ends right. And then you can counter engage with the charm, punish any over aggression. Curious what they end up rounding out here on the blue side with their next two picks. Nautilus, pretty good. For lockdown on the Tristana and the Ari with the ult, very easy. Imagine they'll get paired up with an ADC here. I don't know. Kai'Sa's pretty good with an Nautilus, right? I don't know about the matchup specifically into Tristana though. Probably get outrange early on. Probably pretty punishing. But it looks like it's probably going to get hit that way.
Yeah, makes sense. And they're also joining the dive, right? Lock, not both of them are going to be jumping in.
Yeah.
Kai'Sa can either contribute. You either go Kai'Sa dive or you go for like Jhin, Varus, something that contribute from backlines. Makes a lot of sense. On the other side, Tristana Lulu, a reasonable comp. Not what I would necessarily have in mind, but a good answer into dive is AoE knockups. And Lulu polymorph, which is the bane of divers everywhere, is that polymorph.
Yeah. The only thing is that it can be very punished quite heavily in lane with this Nautilus all in.
Stream frozen.
Stream frozen.
Draft is frozen. Streams frozen. It's on the lock pick.
I'm not seeing any issues on.
Oh, there we go. Just refreshed there.
Oh, I know why. Okay. It's been so long since I've done this. I have to be actively clicked into the draft window. That's why. That's my bad. Sorry.
Oh, so it refreshes when you. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it's like it doesn't matter for you, but it does matter for the stream. So that's why.
Cool. Yeah, no, it's live. I have stream open now.
Yeah,
it's live now.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, we're still getting back up to speed. All good. A couple of bans starting to trickle on in Rumble. Gonna be the first one taken away off this red side. Blind pickable tops. I'm thinking Renekton. I'm thinking Cassante. Alawi gonna be one of those. try and pick your top lane matchup. This BO2 is my memory, right?
It's a BO3, I believe.
Is it?
Bernie, can you confirm there in the chat? But I believe all group stage games are BO3 fearless. Yes.
BO3 fearless. Beautiful.
So yeah. We'll see. We'll see how much of these are power picks for these teams, like just taken off the board early on, or how deep their pools can go. BO3, you're not going to be tested too much, right? It's really BO5 where the fearless really starts kicking in.
Okay, you've pulled focus out of the window again.
Strange. I'm selecting it right now. It should just be there.
On stream, it is. There's still no bans on stream.
What? Huh? Excuse me?
Yeah, I'm looking at stream right now. Lulu's the last thing that was picked.
That is so weird. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Still the same?
Yeah, still same.
Why is it doing that? What about now?
I'll let you know if it refreshes. No, if I don't say anything, then there's nothing's happening.
Wow, that's so bizarre. Hang on. New source.
No, draft's still not over yet. For those of you audio only enthusiasts, red side Poppy, blue side Wukong, and they're still working on their top lane picks. Mordekaiser going to be the blue side lock-in. So blue side comp is complete. It is Locke, Nautilus, Kaisa, Wukong, and the Mordekaiser blind. On the other side, Team Liquid still using all 30 of their seconds to try and work their way through, deliberating on their counter pick. Feels to me like Mord blind. All right, I'm looking at lobby on your stream and on Parsec. Life is good. You are currently playing jungle for red team.
Okay. That should be fixed. That should be fixed.
All right, you still with me, chat? Can you hear me?
everything is massive because I got a bigger screen. I have to obviously change the filter on fit the screen on that. Okay, so stream should be seeing in-game channel selector with stream delay.
It is 16, 14. Yeah, should be good. I'm not sure they have audio.
That should be fixed shortly, I hope. Any joy there? No, that's just Mixer's just not working anymore. That's cool.
They have client audio.
Okay, so for some reason my audio
And comms.
Oh.
And comms. Duck, can you hear me? Do you have comms?
Oh, okay. Why is it not? I'm so confused.
He says yes. He says yes. He can hear. Listen. All right. We figured it out. We got everything.
Well, my Victor's not even showing us like any feedback for me, if we're peaking or not. I'm so confused.
Listen, Duck gave the green light. We are green go. We're ready to roll.
Okay.
If not, we'll be talking to the void for the next 2 hours.
Okay, we got spectator delay.
Yippee! All right, you with us here? You want to break down these compositions, and how do you feel about Darius R5?
Into the Mordekaiser.
Yeah.
I don't really know the matchup all that well. I assume Darius just kicks his head in though, to be honest, especially early on, right? Just because he can stack the bleed. I think he's just full on lane bully for Mordekaiser. I assume the Mordekaiser can scale, and be more of a nuisance later on, but. The other side is that blue side is really AP heavy, right? The only real AD is like Wukong, and Kai'Sa's kind of mixed, right? Depending on what she's going. But I think it's a very easy Merc game for red side, I think.
True.
So I don't know, like overall I kind of like red side's comp a bit more. Do I actually do I actually believe that? No, actually, the dive on blue side is actually really potent. Like Nautilus or Wukong or Kai'Sa lock dive in, Mordekaiser just steal someone in Shadow Realm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that. I think that's just an easier thing to pull off than what red side have.
Yeah, that makes sense. Although red side do have a huge amount of tools. Like yes, their dive is really good, but they're trying to dive 2 mobile carries, a Poppy Darius, and a Lulu. Like if there was gonna be an anti-dive comp, you have pretty much assembled it. Like that's just an insanely disgusting comp to try and dive into.
Yeah. It's probably gonna more come down to like how good these lanes go, because I feel especially if blue side, if they snowball with this lock, it's gonna be
if lock gets out of control, the game is cooked.
Yeah,
absolutely cooked, 100%. I am curious because they did change Mord. He got 3% more stat steal on his ultimate, and it seems it jumped him like 3.5% win rate, like some insane leap up.
Yeah.
So I'm not actually sure. In my head, Darius should still stomp his way through this lane, but I don't actually know if that level 6 mark makes enough of a difference with the stat steal. That might be something to keep in mind. But yeah, we are on to the Rift. Fearless best of 3. Thank you very much for keeping me on that one. Every series has been a 2-0 so far, so I didn't know if it was 2s, 3s, what have you. Should be a good one, as we have... How we feeling? Any thoughts, feelings, double ward? Really getting vision in that brush.
It's just mostly just posturing right now. I'm not expecting anything crazy level 1. Yes, there's a lot of fishing contests in bot lane, but nothing else can happen to that. And then you got your Darius classic hiding in the bush, looking for the all-in level 1, which I think is where Mordekaiser is going to be weakest in this matchup. So interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, Mord with Ghost and Darius is still Mord with Ghost and Darius. It's you can still get run at regardless of who you are. I don't expect that many fireworks. Yeah, sure. Granted, both junglers are starting top side on the map, so hopefully a collision course on that first crab spawn. But it's Tristana Lulu. You're gonna get push. Like, just come hell or high water.
Yeah.
Lulu versus Nautilus. The bot lane push will be red side favored, and so I think Thomas is more than likely recipient of some seafood.
Yeah, it's really going to be like the level 2, level 3, where you're going to be looking for the Nautilus all in. Ooh, that is a massive trade already from the lock.
Yep.
Fucking disgusting champion, actually.
Still some pots, but it's Electrocute's going to be traded back and forth. Lock's got some good value, and Ari just needs to hang out, honestly. Harass with your auto attacks. Do not give him the ability to go all in, because you want to sustain. And Lock, as we said, a snowballed Lock pretty much loses you the game on the spot.
Yeah. So, otherwise, things pretty chill. Both junglers kind of clearing down the bot side around the same time. Got a red ward in blue side Prime Rush, so they will know if Wukong bats them that way. Which I doubt he will. He's probably just looking for early first clears. Really wants to power farm to 6, get that ultimate so he can have some real impacts on the map. Poppy, on the other hand, has a couple more tools early on to kind of make things happen. So we'll see if she tries to make that happen. But otherwise, yeah, things kind of just gone as expected. Like you said, Lulu, Chris just kind of having the push and having the control. Everything else staying pretty even overall.
Yeah, Darius got a cheetah recall off, topped his HP back up, got a long sword. So we might have a look here. Nautilus looking for that Dredge line, connecting onto the Lulu as they turn attention back onto Corrin. It's going to be Kaisa slipping away. Poppy en route. They're trying to keep their attention for long enough. 300 HP left on this Nautilus, Wing forwards. Rocket jump in. Exhaust is dropped. Flash away from the Knot as they look for the E on in. Heroic charge, but he's underneath the turret. Poppy too far forward. It's first blood to the Nautilus. And blue team actually able to kite it out.
Yeah, just a little bit too much on the gank.
They look to keep it going. Eggs en route. Darius pulled in with that big old claw. Here comes the E forwards, the ignite. Not enough to do it. The pot ticking the other side. Darius losing Ghost, holding his flash.
Yeah, does manage to get the...
Dive. It's gonna be a flash. Q doesn't get enough from this. Okay, doesn't get enough from the heal. Darius dropping despite the flash. A little bit too high for his own good.
I was going to say it wasn't all that bad for Darius. Although, do we have another all in here? I think it's just a trade.
I think it's just a kite on out. You have the hyper forwards, E flash Q, and it's enough to get it done. That's Kaisa coming up the other side. Reset on the rocket jump makes it a 1-for-1.
Holy
shit. It is absolute fist fights down in that bot lane. Every summoner spent, with the exception of a single Lulu flash. Everything else is dumped.
I was going to say, like, that wasn't too bad for luck on the Darius there, you know? Like, he managed to get both summoners from the Mordekaiser on that gank and still got away. Kind of, you know, felt himself a little too much.
Okay, I did not know that's how the interaction worked. Okay.
Yeah.
Poppy E, interrupted by the W.
Yeah, so it's not really a dash, so that one you can use to get away with. So, will be a pain for him later on trying to interrupt any of the lock all-ins, if that does happen. Still gets value from blocking things like Wukong all in, so not doing too bad. But yeah, big lead so far for blue side. Probably a bit of an important trade on bot side for that Tristana got the kill and the reset on the Kaisa and managed to get out. But still, overall, like 1.4k gold lead, you'll take that.
Yep. Listen, hey, gold is gold, and at the early game, you're like pretty much content with what you have as you're waiting for those level 6s to come through. As you highlighted, Cyclone matters a lot as the 6 comes through, and the charm is slipped. That was going to be underneath the tower for a couple of unfortunate shots. As might have posturing around this crab.
Both men are just trying to get control for River at the moment. Meanwhile,
Dredge line landing. They're going to move on in towards AD. Rocket jump out. And a nice little disengage.
Yeah, not much going to happen there when your Kaisa is level 5 and underneath your tower. So, more of a trade than anything. Just kind of trying to get some vision in the lane, get some control, but they will lose that ward in the end, although...
Flash Ignite mid.
Hatred really wants his red ward up. Like, he's not letting go of it.
Mid lane, no Flash, no Ignite. Ari on a sliver, able to live. But Gimme limps out, but Gimme does stay standing. So Ari can just TP back, and that's no Flash, no Ignite on that lock.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to TP back now. We'll be able to catch this wave, so it's not feeling too bad. But won't have the ultimate for this dragon play, and it looks like the Wukong is just going to be able to take the dragon with no problem. That's pushing all lanes. And it's going to be easy for him.
Yeah, nice and comfortable. Nautilus just trading forwards, getting a little bit of chip damage, losing a lot of his HP, but keeping the Tristana where he wants them, underneath the structure. Drake secured.
Yeah. And meanwhile, with the lead that the Mordekaiser did get, is continuing to kind of punish this top lane. Take a bit of a CS lead. Ooh. Close in the hook there. I'll be honest though, I'm not so certain that they win these all ins right now. Although the Kai'Sa is level 6.
Yeah, Kai'Sa 6, but Tristana's got hers as well with the Buster Shot, as we do have that Dredge line connecting, turn their attention onto Kai'Sa, who's going to be eaten. Lethal Tempo stacking, Exhaust can be spent, heal, Lethal Tempo stacked is going to be enough to get it done. Tristana with the resets, they go too far, biting off more they can chew, and blue side bot dead for 10 seconds.
Yeah, didn't even need Lulu ulti to be able to basically win through that fight. Just barrier heal, just get the resets off, and yeah, that's a big jump in gold for the Tristana. Let's just get the Hextech optics now, or the Hex optics, I should say. So that'll be a very nice fight for her lane. Meanwhile, Kai'Sa's still working towards her first item.
First full item of the game. Okay, listen, top laner's gonna do top laner things. He was normal for the first 8 minutes. That's pretty good for top laner's sake.
Yep. So yeah, blue side just going to get the Groves in the meantime. Not contested. Thomas still carrying the against bottom side. So yeah, pretty even game state overall.
Rocket
although
jump.
Side,
This is gonna be a huge chunk of damage. Look at the E-pop and dead. That's first item, and that's another frag for this Tristana, who's out of control, frankly.
Yeah, this is gonna be an issue. Like, unless you land up. Oh.
Flash, Death Realm, trying to stall out for as long as they can. The Ignite is sent on in. Nautilus is going to be queuing to a creep who's not going to be in position and not required. It's simply hammer down. Top die, solo kill.
Yeah, Nautilus just there for the emotional support. Nice play by Fatman Buns on Mordekaiser. Kanique. It's fine. He's going to dash out. No problem to him. Meanwhile, Corin on the Kai'Sa is having a horrible time right now. He's trying to get any little bit of CS so he can do his first item spike. But it's just getting zoned off the tower by the Poppy. Lots of droves, getting some tower plates damage. He's feeling pretty good for 0 Hex Optics. Probably has a lot of gold for his next back. Nearly 1k, so yeah. So right now,
forwards. A little bit of luck. Yeah, it's just gonna be trading on out. So right now,
obviously, objective-wise, this item is feeling pretty good. You've also got, a lead up on your top side for the Mordekaiser, but this Tristana is super scary, and it's only going to keep getting scarier in this lane. I don't see them winning 2v2 any all-ins anytime soon.
Wukong Cyclone, it's simply going to be a dead top laner. Ain't nothing to play by play. Another kill in item completion on Mord. Doesn't make that a fair fight.
Yeah, this is just going to be a game of can Mordekaiser. Oh my lord!
Oh, 3 nails and 1 more in the coffin of this Ari. That's the solo kill from the blue one lock.
Yeah. Okay, this is looking a bit rough now for the Ari. Locke is probably going to get his first item spike on his back. He's probably going to manage to get 1 more plate before he goes. It's going to make his all-ins even scarier and his roams. He could potentially look to upset the balance of this bot side, which is the only losing lane for blue team at the moment. Otherwise, they're up in objectives or up in gold in their solo lanes. Their jungler is also ahead. So yeah, they're feeling pretty good.
Well, who can carry harder? Top side, bot side. And right now, I feel like there's some simple math to be done. 3 is bigger than 1. 3 champions top side versus 1 champion bot side. This is... I feel like starting to swing a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough for the Tristana to be able to avoid all of this all in. Like, even if she, you know, puts her shots to lock or jumps away, then you've got a Mordecai who can come in, flash ulti, put you into that realm, as he's done
Doesn't have the stats.
Yeah.
Just simply doesn't have the stats. Mordekaiser burning him to death with the pass. That's a killing spree for the man of iron in the top side. And another one. That's 4 straight. And meanwhile, in the mid lane, Spirit Rush is forced to be spent. Crab's gonna be smited down by this Wukong. A little bit of collision course onto Nautilus. No pin angle means just simple Spider-Man safety.
Yeah, and it's not going to get any better for the Darius. Like, it's just going to continue to snowball from here. Yeah, Red Sea side would want to think of what they want to do about this Mordecai or how they're going to answer this, because it's only going to get worse.
Yeah, it is. Can we flip that objective timers on, if possible? I know Drake is available, but
no, that's wrong. There we go.
Thank you kindly. All right, still 2.5 minutes towards that Herald, because right now I don't think Red Team has a single hope of contesting this Drake. I think you got to cross map, and I think you got to look towards getting gold, because right now I don't like their chances in a fight, even with their Tristana. Don't think their front line lives long enough for it to matter.
Yeah, they'd have to buy so much time for her and give her the space, which I don't. They don't have the stats to do so right now. And yeah, it's just going to be an easy Drake take. Drake number 2. Wizard emoji gonna get caught out.
Lulu locked up forever and dead. Lulu, nothing to be done.
Looking pretty rough at the moment. Looking forced to recall top lane once again. Ignite spent on the Ahri. She's gonna have to recall. Ox gonna get more tower plates. Yeah, we're gonna need some sort of a miracle out of the red side right now. They have to make a play somewhere. Start trying to get gold back into their carries.
I mean, it's Tristana.
Yeah.
That's really the only egg you have left in your basket, which is a crazy thing to say at 13 minutes into the game, but the one egg you got remaining in your basket is Wilted Rose on this Tristana. Yes, you have the Lulu, you have the front line for it, but you gotta try and navigate point and clicks and insane amounts of damage all at once.
Yeah, and remind me, Quick Silver Sash doesn't, QSS doesn't
cleanse mortals anymore.
No, it doesn't,
nope.
Right?
Nope.
Yeah,
Death Realm is Death Realm. Welcome to Brazil, buddy. You have to deal with the point and click out of the Mord, the point and click out of the Knot, and Locke's got about 3 of your health bars worth of damage. So
yeah. Like, I don't know, maybe this Tristana is better enough to, like, 1v1 a Mord in his that realm, but, like, outside of that, yeah, like, there's so much else you have to deal with. It's going to be pretty tough.
Yeah, definitely is. It's a nice little pullback, and Mordekaiser simply has bigger numbers. Like, just, I don't know what to say at this point. Mord's just got bigger numbers, so that is not going to be a fair fight.
And he's got the Tuscan Dawn, which is already pretty strong. He's working towards the second item. You know, Thomas isn't even trying to look at Gagnon, despite the fact how deep Mord is right now on that top side. He's just looking at the bot side, trying to keep accelerating the Tristana. Well,
they have info though.
Yeah,
he's on the ward.
Yeah. So it's just a stalemate, and that really favors blue side, to be honest, because Mordekaiser just gets more time to bully out the Darius.
Yep, Mord wins in isolation, Lock-ins wins in isolation, and bot lane is Tristana trying to bait the Knot, trying to bait the Poppy, trying to bait the Wukong. So, with the big ol' standoff, it amounts to a 3k gold lead, a pair of Drakes, and continuous accruing of leads here as Hatred is going to absorb a little bit of punishment, but nothing more as they actually queue forward, stepping on in dash, and here comes the mid lane roam. The Luck is Buster Shot out and must settle for the Lulu, but hey, consolation prize a prize nonetheless, so we do have eggs. Throwing out that Q bonk, Cyclone available, but there's still a couple of Spirit Rush charms, and out they go. Ahri, not a straightforward champ to try and take down.
Yeah, means they get mid push and top push now. Easy take on the Herald for the Wukong. If you take it solo, shouldn't have any problems. Thomas trying to defend his tower to little success. And yeah, just again, just all snowball for the blue side right now.
Yep. Cruising along to the next Drake up in 90 seconds. I fear the same again. Not really in a great position to try and contest. You got to try and either A, cross map, or B, overload, and neither one of them are particularly promising. Way more auto attack for this full stack passive, but I don't even think this ultimate does more than about maybe a third HP. I would maybe just dump it for damage, but we do have that Ghost on in Death Realm. Able to slip away from the E, but the Q, and he's run out of room underneath the tower. It's going to be a kill, but traded out. The full cavalry arrives, shut down that Ari, picking up well-needed gold up on the top side, 1 for 1.
Yeah, bit of over-aggression from Fatman Bunce. Going for the Death Realm greedy tower, which wouldn't have really given them all that much gold considering how far ahead of Rosarius he is, but
Rocket jump, trying to go full on melee range and assassinate the assassin, turning the tables on that one. Exhausted, too late. In Tristana, you might only have 1 egg, but that's a mighty fine basket. Mid lane down for 30.
Yeah, the Infinity Edge completed top the Hex Optics. Kanik was just not expecting that much damage. So it looks like Foreign might be caught out here.
Yeah, Genji Adam's got a long way to run. It's going to be a flash on out ultimate as well, but the 2-man Cyclone popped up into the air. Thomas going to be under fire, but not down. Flashing forwards. Eggs doesn't get it as here comes the blue team collapse. Wilton Rose calls it off. It's going to be 2 into the meat grinder, the Mordekaiser. A scrappy 2-kill trade for their AD. But some gold nonetheless. We got a little bit more auto attacking to be done. Pulled on in with that E, flashing the other side of the dredge line, waiting for those resets. Lethal tempo stacking. Rocket jump spent. Do they have the damage to get onto the 80 carry? But Wilton Rose got enough to get it done. It's gonna be a chase down onto a very sad, not down to Davy Jones with you, bud. It's domination for the marksman as they still have that tempo stacking. Lock on route, move speed available. Might be reminded what role you're playing. Marksman you may be, and you will soon fall. Drake gonna be burnt down in the meantime. Thomas trying to finish this off with haste. It will be the soul point denied. We're up to 22 kills in 18 minutes. That's a bit more like it.
Yeah, like, that started off with Koran getting caught out, but had some really fancy feats using the ulti and the flash to buy space for his team to get there and make some punishes, which was really nice. But then they overstayed, and they got punished in turn by the lock. Got that nice juicy shutdown onto Tristana. Red side did manage to pick up a dragon, so they stopped the Dragon Soul stacking. But they do lose their bot tower in the meantime, and a bunch of standing gold on the map. So not bad for Red side, all in all, obviously. But
no.
Yeah, it's easy to see what will happen to Tristana once they run out of tools. Like, it's very easy for Locke to just kind of get down there and burst her very, very quickly. But they're going to have to continue to make plays like this, right? They need to be able to get enough gold so they can actually buy their Tristana space to be able to melt down this blue team with all the threats that they have.
Rocket jump in, Wilton Rose throws out that charge, but nothing more to be had.
Yeah, I was very surprised to see a Tristana jumping that deep into the blue team's side of the jungle, but Thorin does manage to get away from it. They all protect the blue buff, and everything's just going to reset. Eggs grab himself the blue turret in the meantime. So a lot of control on the map now for blue side. Only one, their top tower is only down, but every other tower for red side is down, so it's much easier for them to set up the vision that they're going to want. They'll be able to make some very easy picks with this Nautilus ult, as he's already positioning. You can see the pings out there in the top side jungle. And yeah, just looking to punish mistakes here, some oversteps.
Yeah, they have the damage to do it. However, Eggs is on a ward. It might be Luke and Bunce face checking one another. Dredge line going astray here as you do have that apprehend on in. It's going to be DC from the support. I'm expecting a pause, but maybe it's just... Yeah. Okay, I was going to say maybe just a spectator being spectator, but hey, DC from the support, not what you want to see. And this Darius might be up a creek here momentarily.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what he was trying for there, because the rest of his team weren't really in position to kind of back up his play there. He's a full 2 levels down on the Mordekaiser, so face checking him with 1.5 items is probably not what you want to do, especially when, like, you know, like, sure, you see the Wukong there, but, you know, that's not going to stop him from just, like, ulting on your face. So, yeah.
Yeah, nothing changes with the information. This isn't a fiddlesticks. Like he's not weaker on vision. He will still be equally as knocked up on vision, off vision.
So likely Darius is going to go down here. Thomas should get out. So I don't think WBG can start the Baron up just yet. But it will give him a lot of space to clear out his vision, kind of create even more space, potentially make more picks for that. And then like it's going to be again just very hard for red sides to re-enter this area.
Yeah, your eyes are still remaining on Tristana, who is currently not in a position to fire.
Nope.
Just really doesn't have the space, so yeah, you need.
It's just relying solely on those resets to be able to reposition. So has the damage to back it up, but it's gonna be a bit dicey.
Yeah, ideally you're hitting somebody like Kai'Sa or Locke, and then can get your reset from there. Is this going to be Luke under fire, turning attention onto Thomas? Bo3 jumping in melee range. The ultimate from the Lulu isn't going to do it. It's going to be a swift Q from the Mord. They turn a single pick into 3, and that might just be a Baron look instead.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting the Mord grab to land on the Poppy, so yeah, that's an easy Baron now. 3 members down on the side of red. Temporary spectator.
It'll resync. It'll resync.
So yeah, should be an easy take for them. Ari does not have the damage to try that in here and make any plays against this blue side. And yeah, that's really, really unfortunate for red side. They were kind of making some pretty good plays to get some gold back for themselves, but losing your jungle top in that position with your Ari's bot side with no TP, yeah, it's not the greatest, unfortunately.
No. And now what became, well, what started as a pretty much improbable task may have slid into impossibility because, yeah, sure, 3 items complete on your Tristana. That's your one single bright point. That's what you can hold on to for Team Liquid. On the other side is everything else. You just don't have the stats to really deal with, so maybe an overload on the Mordekaiser. His ultimate not quite up yet. Looking for that pin, but they just call it. They have 4 people looping around topside, and they call it off anyways.
He's level 16 to their level 13, 12, and 10. Like, it's so scary.
Rocket jump, stepping forwards and too far. Okay, Welted Rose will indeed fall. Corner with the bait in flash Q, not in position now. Is it going to be Lulu trying to get the wild growth off and sniped out with the Void Seeker? It's going to be a killer instinct in, a double kill to the marksman of Weibo. Is Genji Adam forsaking his named org as Luke is going to be locked down topside. Killing spree for the mid laners to keep it going. Bottomus ultimate, they will just let it fizzle. Charm connecting on only a clone as they turn their attention to the mid laner. The ace complete in 22 minutes. Tower and creep sync up to get the 1 trade kill, but it's still 5-1. Weibo in control.
The Tristana is up, so it's going to be hard for them to take these inhibs without overextending. So the base is still mostly intact for now, apart from these towers. Although, can they actually do anything about this Mordekaiser?
No, not really. And also, it's probably a good thing to not take those inhibs right now. Don't give them the gold. Like 23 minutes into the game, no need to give them the extra funding. Just continue constricting. Continue taking everything on the map, all your jungle camps, all your waves. Ward's actually liking his chances. It's 17-12 in terms of levels. They can't even get his shield. The W Whimsy, couple of polymorphs waiting for the lockdown. E does not connect here, turning attention onto Thomas. Eventually, he's just sick of it and just decides, all right, enough of you. Get over here. It's going to be some free stats for the Mordekaiser. They turn attention. The man Iron might go melting. This Tristana's got some damage, but the Nautilus locked down. And there's Kanik with the cleanup. Double kill to the assassin in the mid lane. Wearing a purple base. Broken Weibo are looking to get a push in.
Yeah, that is going to be game more or less. Luke trying his best to get the all in. Does get a nice
the shutdown. Okay. Noxie and Guillotine for 1 back. It's something. All right, it's a little bit of a sliver of hope, but what do you have left? 13 seconds till AD.
Nautilus ults down on the Ari. It's going to get locked down in first. Nice Poppy ult to get them away from the turret, so they can't quite go for the finish yet, but it's only Poppy and Lulu.
1 second Trist. Okay, Thomas is going to be the one to be burnt down. They're simply going to turn their attention to the turrets. It's going to be Nexus under fire, waiting for the reset. Wild Growth and Rooted Up. Wilted Rose doesn't have enough in the tank. It's another ace as Weibo taking game 1 of the BO3.
Yeah, pretty strong stuff shown from Weibo game 1. Very strong performance from their solo lanes, especially in top. Definitely want to go back to the drawing board on that particular matchup. They're going to want to get Lux set up with something maybe a bit easier for him to execute in lane, because that snowball was pretty horrendous for them.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough look to try and combat what just occurred, because you look at the scoreboard and you look at the course of the game and go, well, top lane did not go how you would see it. And then you remember that was R5. That was the Darius counter pick. That's what you had saved a lot of your draft resources for. And it did not perform the way that you wanted it to. So, all right, Darius tops a dud. Mordekaiser got buffs. Back to the drawing board, and maybe a very different, approach to the next one, because that was a one-sided affair.
Very much so. So yeah, we're going to give teams time, like a couple minutes to get reset between the games, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Cheers, guys. All right, and we are back into Game 2 draft. Sorry, guys, I didn't realize I had already started it. Let me know if you can see draft there properly on stream.
Yep.
But yeah,
Stream looks good.
Bands are already in. Bard B1 is a choice, and then answered by Emilio Talia. So yeah.
Tell me how you really feel about Blue One Bard.
I mean, it's just strange. I've never seen that. I've never seen anyone do that. I guess they must have a lot of trust in their support to make the plays around the map. Feels like, I guess that means they're going to try pair it up with either like a mage bot lane for just safe wave clear solo, or like an Ezreal. But yeah, let's see what they end up going for. Is going to be the Ezreal.
Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. You're not interrupted by the Talia, which can be flexed on the other side. Your Blink doesn't get interrupted by that unstable Earth. Bard can get roaming, and Ezreal's going to be safe. Emilio Cleanse, not really affecting the Bard ultimate. Nah, Bard makes sense.
Yep. And then I'd imagine they're probably going to pick jungle here. At least jungle I've not seen in quite a while. I've seen Elise, of course, the old Caustic Horde special. But it is going to be the lock-in. Okay. That's cool.
There is the 1% doubt that the bard goes into a lane. Thoughts?
No, no, no. They are gonna get the Lucian, which is a nice pairing with the Milio on the other side. Big lane bully duo. So even though Ezreal should be safe, is gonna maybe struggle a little bit when left to his own devices. So you'll want to see this bard being very effective on the map. The nice thing is that he does pair up really well with the Elise in terms of like lane gangs and stuff like that. There's so much chain CC you can do, which would be pretty disgusting. Also, a lot of mobility for those two. So we'll see what they can get done. So they're going to turn their attention to the bans, and it looks like they're going to pinch the mid lane pool, potentially locking in the Syndra here. They also flash the Victor. That might be another choice as well. Kind of pinch that even further.
Yep, any of those long range mages, right? Ori, Syndra, even the Victor that was hovered up on screen, those seem completely reasonable to me. On the other side, the top lane pinch has begun with the Ornn going to be taken off the ban.
Yeah, they're going to try pinch looks champion pool even further. Try give their own top laner again another one-sided matchup. Kind of worked pretty well for them in game 1. Victor banned, as we saw earlier. And then let's see what red side decide to go with possibly another safe top laner.
Yeah, something like an Ornn, right? Some really durable blind pickable top side if they think they're going to be up to some shenanigans. Malphite also falling into that same bucket of reliable, durable top sides. Now the curiosity, you saved R5 last time for the top lane, and it did not happen. What are we looking at this time around? Do we end up blinding it here? I have to let TL do their thing.
Yeah, I'll be curious what you'll go with. So they're going to lock in the Mel from mid lane. And so they're going to try give, the counter pick, which he did have last time. He did pick the Darius into the Mordekaiser, which didn't work out too well. So we'll see if he has anything else he can come up with. Will be mid top here for blue sides. Got to pick a long range mage. I'm not.
Oh, Xerath.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the matchup for Xerath in the Mel, but I assume he's able to punish her pretty well. If she doesn't manage to get the reflect off on his poke. Does have pretty good wave clear and scaling. But yeah, I haven't seen Xerath in a while. So Xerath Elise is a combo I've not seen in, I don't think, forever.
I'm actually rocking with it. I think it makes a lot of sense here. You keep out of range of the Taliyah Lucian, who are more these mid-range, try and play in your face and get something going. You have Ezreal, Xerath, Bard, all of which are playing at maximum range. And the blind Garen feels like a gauntlet. That feels like, all right, what you got? What's the counter pick here? Is Bunce has thrown a bit of a challenge out. An Urgot answer is a solid matchup to my knowledge. I feel like Urgot's pretty comfortable into that, but you could probably have said the same thing. Well, pre-buff with the Darius and Mordekaiser.
Yeah, my main concern is like I can see a lot of cohesion here on the blue side comp. With the Bard Elise looking to make picks. You got poke with the Ezreal Xerath later on into the game for the team fights. You've got your Garen for your front line all in to buy you the space, or be a menace on the side lane. Meanwhile, on the red side, it's a bit. I'm not really seeing how this kind of all comes together, especially in the 5v5. Like maybe, like you can get some poke off with the Lucian culling, and like Mel has like a better poke, but yeah, it's hard for me to see them starting fights. It's kind of like they want the enemy team to come into them more than anything, I think. Which we'll have to see if they can get if they manage to get ahead in lane to be able to set up those kind of plays.
Yeah, it's also off the back of the previous game in the series where it was individual performances and lanes building their own leads. Jungles really didn't get that involved in the grand scheme before the lanes were really starting to slide one way or another, right? Tristana building her lead,
Yeah,
Mordekaiser building his lead, relatively independently of jungle intervention.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, we'll see how the matchups go this time. I am very curious where this elite pats first. Uh, I would
I mean,
imagine. I'd imagine you're possibly looking at even at top lane, right? Because you probably want to put this Urgot as far as behind early as possible. Get the Garen just out again, just absolutely snowballed. Um, Bot lane is kind of it's going to be hard for Ezreal Bard to win that lane early on. Um, but you could set up to play for an elite gank, but I think that's going to be a bit more difficult.
yeah, the thing that I am suspicious about this Elise is you have absolutely no consistent lockdown to get your cocoon off. Like,
True. Yeah.
yeah, you can argue Bard ulti, sure, but you can't really cocoon off of that. Zareth stun is one of the least hittable spells in the game.
Yeah.
Garen
It's
silence, like normally you're thinking, all right, give me like Renekton, give me like Nautilus. All right, stand still, get cocooned, now explode, buddy. Versus now this Elise is maybe a little bit more asked of the spider to try and connect these spells, and even then Melio can effectively just nuh-uh any sort of a CC you find. So
yeah.
this
It's
Elise is a bit mysterious to me.
yeah. It's like really like you're looking for early snowball off of quick picks more than anything else, and then you're kind of relying on that to carry you through the rest of the game. In the 5v5, like again they've got the poke from the Ezreal and the Xerath, so they're not. I don't think they're necessarily too worried about the lack of CC on their end, unless they get all in, which again for this red side is probably a bit more difficult than you might think. Um, they don't have a lot of CC themselves, like any reliable lockdown. It's kind of like you got a knockback from Milio, you've got Talia terrain. That's kind of it. Like unless Urgot gets on top of you and flips you over, like their engage isn't really all that much better.
Yeah, you're just gonna be throwing rocks at each other.
Yeah,
Everyone set up around the Drake, and I mean, literal in this case, rocks at each other. Poke wars. It's Xerath Ezreal. It's Talia Mel, and I tend to favor Weibo's comp for that. I mean, it's tough
yeah,
to outpoke a Xerath. It really is a tall task, and
yeah,
I don't think they, as you highlight, I don't think they have the tools to really assail the Xerath. If he's positioned well and his luck performance was quite impressive, a very different flavor of champion, but hey, performance is performance. If he's positioning well, what's your solution? Like
yeah.
Talia walls, I guess? Like
Uh,
pinching with splitting fights with the Weaver's Wall?
And the other problem is like if you're trying to like do a poke war here, like you're so vulnerable to just getting Bard ulted, right? And then you got a Garen like running in on top of you as soon as you come out of it. Like that's so rough. So yeah, you're kind of looking at red side and you're kind of thinking these lanes need to get ahead. Like you don't want to be going into like an even game state. I think, um, like around the objectives, like once there hits his like first item spike, Ezreal hits his one item spike. Like I think like your situation's looking pretty rough if it gets to that point.
Yeah. I would tend to agree. Where's your money lie? If you were
I
throwing up a Twitch vote, what are we thinking?
I think it's Weibo, honestly. I would be surprised if the Urgot gets ahead against the Garen. I think the bot lane could go in favor of red side here. But as we saw last time, if only your bot lane gets ahead, that's not really enough when you have like these many threats on the other side.
Yeah. No, I think it makes sense. I really do. And the other side is, I think Xerath will... If Xerath has more than a death this game, I will be surprised. I think that's my call here. I think Xerath will end this game with less than 3 deaths.
Yeah, could well be. Again, it's going to be very hard to get on top of him unless he like severely missed positions. Thomas is going to get spotted by Eggs. Level 1 is going to get poked out for his troubles.
Plus 2 gold.
Yeah.
First strike, money. Free money.
Not going to make too much of a difference, but they're going to feel pretty good about that.
That's 2 whole gold. It's a gold lead. Hey, it's still a gold lead.
Yeah. Bot lane, Wavo managed to get the position in the lane. Hatred misses bar bind, is going to get all in here.
Oh, half your HP. Half your HP for missing Cosmic Findings. That's a feels bad, man.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty rough. Now, top lane is where really our eyes are going to be. This matchup feels very volatile to me. If it swings either way, it could really determine the game.
I mean, it is pretty Urgot favored. To their credit, with this 52% win rate, I believe is the number that I pulled up in the meantime. It's a good matchup, and Urgot does win. However, can you shake off the previous game performance and kind of step to the mark is the question.
Yeah, that would be the thing we're looking at. Nice trade back from Gimme, although is down in HP overall. So, Kanik Fred, pretty comfortable so far.
Yeah, it is also junglers inverting their clears. Leah clearing towards bot, and the Spider, as you highlighted, clearing towards top in draft. It's a nice little trade here. Hatred's connecting that bind. A little bit of redemption on that one. And in the mid lane, spells landing. Xerath really starting to work their way through those pots and health bars.
Yeah, so look, doing pretty well on top lane so far. But as you said, could get punished by the Elise passing up this way, so has to be careful of staying this far up in lane. Otherwise, just back and forth across the rest of the rift. Positive trades here for the Lucian with the all-in. That is a nasty amount of damage. Oh, it dies under the tower.
Yeah, Relentless Pursuit on in. Chunking Corin down to less than 200 HP, and Gimme the same. Some health bar starting to slip. No more pots on either one of those members, as we do have Luke down a level, waiting for that wave to come back to him. Elise en route.
Yeah. Does have the ward in river, so Elise will get spotted out, but will that be in time? Otherwise, she's just grabbing herself a crab at the moment. Leah's already gotten hers. Is looking for a punish on the mid lane, perhaps. Gimme is really, really low, so can't really help with this play.
Flash forwards, Relentless Pursuit, and first blood to the bot lane. Meanwhile, Xerath is forced to flash away the repel and the auto attack. The Bluetooth auto from the Spider gets it through the flash in the mid lane. 3 quick succession kills end up leaning towards Team Liquid.
Yeah, I was surprised. Yeah, but Gimme manages to get the execute with that last auto. Really nice. Gets the first blood gold. No, was that first blood gold? No, sorry. Lucian got first blood. What am I saying?
Lucian. Yeah.
Yeah. So overall, actually, Red Side having a really, really good start to this game.
Yeah, Team Liquid more than happy with that one, and bot lane picking up where it left off. Whereas mid lane, it's a reversal of fate. It's the Elise who's able to get something going in that one, and Spider Form, when that auto attack goes off, I think you have to break vision for it to go. No distance will break it, so the bite goes through regardless.
Yeah, and that does mean because Elise had to answer the mid play, the Urgot has so far gone unpunished and is staying nicely far ahead here of the Garen. Managing to stay punishing, managing to stay ahead in CS. And yeah, again, for TL, this is a much better start than the game one.
Oh, undoubtedly. Up 800 gold. You do have the Spider who's sniffing around this Tribrush and wave heading in towards this Urgot. I'm curious about this level 6, though, because it's a world in where Garen just hits the Garen combo and kills. If that silence comes off in time, level 6 pushing in, there's a world in which Urgot just dies.
Yeah. And your god is up in gold, but hasn't spent any of it yet.
Oh, baits
so...
it out. That might be the kill. That might be lethal. Ignite ticking and dead. That's the Garen combo. Didn't even need the flash component. And a solo kill up in the top side is going to be dash on in Relentless Pursuit. Wilted Rose level 4 to level 5 still likes their chances. Now the Bard's going to turn some damage back the other way. I think the support did more damage than the AD as this Bard's laying a little bit of hurt down. Waiting for that QCD and will not throw it.
Getting nice trade backs with the passive. But as you can see, the Lucian all in is still very dangerous. Talia's batting down, the Lace rounder.
Talia there first as the shift comes out from the Ezreal cocoon connecting, but so does that seismic shove. Everyone hitting their spells and just licking their wounds, recalling back.
So not much gonna happen here in the end. And yeah, again, Gimme having a really tough time here in this Eric lane. Is just getting poked out. Again, imagine that. Oh, is on the land?
Ooh, that one does connect here as Egg's going to put some real chunk into Thomas. Seismic shove. Really what matters here is the Rahel's going to be on forwards. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Hatred in a little bit of trouble as Wilted Rose dashing forward. The Q piercing light lands onto both. One more auto. The cleanse is not there. It's going to be a trade of kills. It's up to Corrin and Wizard Emoji flashing forwards. One more Q mystic shot. Line it up. Dial it in and sniped on out 3 for the Corrin. That's his first kill of the game, as meanwhile Xerath reigns in with that arcane and Connect able to get one himself.
So yeah, pretty positive trade overall for the Wavo there. And it's going to give Elise the space to be able to take the dragon. So they're going to feel pretty happy about that. But that all in down from the Lucian was pretty nasty. I really thought they had that 2v2-1.
Spart is here to make a bit of a nuisance of himself, stunned against the wall. Beautiful alley-oop. That's simply going to be a straight-up execute. And, hey, you know what they say? KS? That's kills secured, baby. Support taking that one.
Yeah. Hatred starting his runs on the Bard, starting to make some impact on the map, while his AD is reset. And yeah, Wavo once again in control in the early game. Gonna see what TL can do to try and turn this around.
Question is, who's your bite point? Because Lucian's not quite so dominant as the Tristan in the last game, and even that wasn't so scary as Wilted Rose could turn in a little bit more damage onto the Bards, and it's gonna be a trade. Getting half the health bar of the support is something, but you still gotta slow down this Elise.
Yeah, I'm really looking at the Talia here and seeing like, okay, what is your game plan here? Who are you going to play around to try and get ahead? Because, I mean, your god is still fearless in this matchup, despite of getting punished twice now. And your bot lane's doing pretty well, right? So you could look at either lane really to play through. Mid lane is kind of donezo, I'm not going to lie. Like, it's going to be pretty difficult, I think, to kind of punish this Xerath when he can play so far back.
Rose, there's going to be fight on two fronts. Here's Eggs on route. The ultimate goes astray, and now the Urgot is dead as the doornail. It's going to be another execute topside. Unfortunately, finding himself at 0-3 as Thomas en route. Throwing out that Breath of Life to cleanse his beautiful Wilted Rose. Dashing forwards, Relentless Pursuit, and sniped out with a Mystic Shot. Weaving that one through. Ezreal's going to turn it around. The mid lane roams on in. Genji, Adam waiting for an auto attack. It's going to be a triple kill to this marksman, you have to think. As they will just donate to Bard 3 in a row. Mid contributing. And all of a sudden, Weibo is back to their good lead.
I did not love this gank from Talia because the problem is you're ganking an Ezreal Bard, so there's so much mobility there. It's really hard to lock them down. And then as you saw, like Corrin landing so many Mystic Shots, managing to snipe off it, the Lucian before anything really kicked off in the first place. And yeah, that's a massive punish. Every lane now losing for red side.
Forwards, Culling is available and will just straight up meat tenderize at the back of the Ezreal. It's a shutdown for the marksman. Top lane's just going to be a bit of a scuffle. Don't worry about it, but hey, a good trade back. Wilted Rose not willing to give this one up without a fight.
Yeah, that was a bit of a disgusting oversight from Corrin. Really kind of gave away a bit of a silly shutdown there. Thomas is looking tough. Is going to just get
Oh,
Cocoon
Cocoon.
and die. Oh my god.
Oh, that counter
The soul
gank,
read.
the worst.
The soul read from Eggs to answer that play and lock him down. Flash from Look will get himself out. But yeah, no, it's looking pretty dire here for TL at the moment.
And this Elise does have repel. They're going to be looking for this one. Gary might look to kick it off. It's going to be a disdain forwards. Q, ult, repel in the mid lane. There's going to be a bit more aggression. It's a shutdown onto the Xerath. That's his second of the game. Maybe my bet's not going to pay off after all. Nice little mid roam.
Yeah, nice shutdown for the Mill. Gonna feel pretty good about that. Meanwhile, though, bot lane and top lane, you're going to lose a lot of plate gold here. Ezreal already having the Triforce locked in. To the Lucian. Essence Reaver is pouring. Yeah, those get slowed down. Is he going to get knocked back? Both managed to dodge it. Doesn't have shift yet.
Seismic shove, tower shot, not enough. It's going to be a kill. 3-man dogpile on the marksman, and down he falls.
You know, Hatred was trying to answer something back, but...
On a magical journey, he stuns himself, and here comes the calling. It's a shutdown on the Bard. Yeah. Once again, bot lane giving some openings. This is a nice little Q connects mid lane. Wilted Rose, 5-2.
Yeah, so we're starting to see a mirror again of the first game. Wilted Rose getting ahead. Managing to get some big... a lot of punishes here on the overaggression. Bot lane.
Flash forwards, Thomas is going to be feasted on down. Eggs en route to that last cone. And is going to be shot out of the air like a skeet shooter. Shut down. Spider dead for 21.
Oh, very close to getting taken down by Mystic Shot himself there, though. So, will get the reset. Will actually... Sorry, he's going to go for the crab and the dragon here. Does have to be careful. Ezreal and Zerd are in the area. They have the hook available.
Can look to try and chip away those worm hugs from this Emilio, trying to keep them topped on up. 3k HP, no smite en route. It's going to be a beautiful True Strike barrage. They can turn their attention on to Kinnick, who's forced to flash away. 1700. The smite is at 1k. It's going to be secured in just a moment. Wait for it, and it will be through. Drake goes their way. Right of the arcane firing out. Here goes the spells. Slinging left, right, and center. The Bard is only going to connect one. Okay, they're going to turn their attention. That's going to be a sacrificial lamb. Down falls jungle. Gimme under fire. Blast cone on in. And Darren ult from downtown. That's the NBA posterizer right there. His Batman bunts laying down the law.
Oh, the poke was filthy. Like, they still managed to get the dragon, but they were just absolutely ripped apart by the poke from Ezreal and Xerath. Chase all the way under tower. Flash in from the Garrett. Not even flash in, just ran in. Just ran in and fell.
No, it was Blast Cone. It was the Mega Blast Cone from Chemriff. You just dunked on him.
So managed to pick up the dragon, but do get severely punished off the back of it. So all they get really in return is some plate gold here on the Urgot. But yeah, look, things looking pretty dicey.
Listen, it's still only 3k gold. Before we get too ahead of ourselves, Drakes are still even. 3k gold. You still have a very fed Lucian. Like, you still have tools. Yeah. The issue you run into is what happens when the top side gets involved. Is here it's a beautiful Q bind. We got carry out in this support lane. Hatred ties them up. Kinnick knocks him down.
Yeah, just no safety in their own jungle whatsoever. Just relentless pushing in both lanes, continuing to happen. Yeah, Weibo just have complete control of the map right now.
Yeah, okay. Now 4k, the lead starting to creep up towards that 5, towards 6 if they keep on this pace. You need a play to stall this momentum because this game is starting to slide away from you. And right now it might be another look topside. Cocoon lands. Here comes the Garen. He's got the stride breaker. He's got the ultimate, not even required. Batman bunts donating to his jungler. Eggs gets paid.
Yeah, just an over push there from Luke. Hatred possibly caught out here. Doesn't have the journey, can scale fine.
He's so fast though. He's got full dead mans. He's so fast he doesn't even get tied up from that jungle spell.
And you're likely going to see this top tower fall here in the bot side, or top side rather. So full control there for Weibo. Nothing really on the map for them to take at the moment though in terms of objectives. So they're just going to farm up, poke, get some vision down, and continue to set up for next objective.
Do we know what time next Drake's coming up here momentarily?
That's a good
Because I know
question.
Harold's spawning.
So 2:15 on the next dragon. Herald up now. Can he next? That's how you say his name. He's going to get caught out, so it's going to be a shutdown provision.
The S key sidestep is Bowler, who gets a 1-for-1. Gotta love that from the Xerath. Hey, he might be the artillery mage of all artillery mages, but his spells still hurt in melee.
Yeah, absolutely. Really there, unfortunate for Guns N' Roses. Thought he had the burst to kind of get that down quickly, but gets returned. Vilio, sent to the graveyard. Not your jungle to walk into, unfortunately, right now. So Thomas will.
Yeah, there ain't nothing to play-by-play about that one. That one was simply cyberbullying. Melio dead for another 10 seconds.
So, you know, you've got Talia and Urgot pushing the side lane, but meanwhile you're losing your mid tier 2 tower, and there's going to be a lot of damage on this inhibitor tower. And Weibo are going to head back towards the dragon, start putting down vision in the jungle around there, get set up for that, get their waves pushed back out. You have TP on the Xerath, so he's going to push their top lane. Luke is staying around in the jungle, maybe looking for an angle on the Xerath.
Do have a couple more people wandering their way in. I don't think there's much to be had, and we circle back to the problem that we had in draft. What's your engage? What do you use to try and pick off some of these members? Right click at them, I suppose. And other than that,
like,
pretty tough.
If you get the angle to separate them with Talia wall, maybe, but again, it's so hard to get in quick enough, I think, with all the poke damage that you're going to eat, even just getting there. Nice flash rise.
Flash away. It's
going
to be a flash out trade. Top lane might have the damage to get it done. Ignite is ticking. It's a solo bolo in the top side. As Corrin looks to avenge his fallen mid. Couple of spells fly astray here, trying to kite out this Urgot. Don't give him the chance. And he's knocked down as the fight's going to continue into this mid lane. Throwing out the early ultimate. Do we have that Q? Slinging, Wilted Rose dealing. Thomas is able to get the payment for that one. Bard down, keeping it moving towards this Drake.
Yeah, so your Xerath dies top lane, you TP Ezreal up to get the revenge kill, but you do end up losing your support in the meantime, and jungle chunked out, so they can't contest for this dragon. So second dragon here for TL is something. It's not too bad. But in the meantime, your top 2 areas getting taken down, your jungle's been taken. They're losing a lot for this.
Yeah, your camps are currently forfeits. You're trying to get whatever you can, scraps back, but that lead still hanging around that 5-6k mark. It's not ballooning, and the Drake is outgoing the other way, as we do have a Cocoon connecting on to Thomas. Bard en route. Simply just a W and a swipe. Eggs picking up their 5th of the game and 6th Dark Seal stack.
Yeah, and it's again, there's so much vision control now for blue side, right? Whenever you try to enter these objectives, and you're gonna be eating just so much poke. It's actually disgusting. Pretty hard to see the angle that TL are gonna play from, as they're really just kind of confined behind their towers right now. Can't even really risky entering their own jungle. With an emoji is clearing out some vision at the top side, but the next objective you're really looking at here is probably the next dragon. Like, your Baron damage from blue side isn't all that great, to be honest. So unless they get a pick, they're probably not going to force it too early. Really right now, they're just kind of like choking them out of their own jungle, baiting them to try face check somewhere, and yeah. Makes a play off the back of that. Yeah,
it's just extend the gold lead, right? That's relatively straightforward. Just deny camps, extend your gold lead, deny waves, extend the gold lead. Objectives will eventually just be gathered. It's just the nature of things when you have a lead, as Bard is en route, walking on in Q, going wide. Thomas still receiving about 2/3 of their health bar, forced to flash away. Talia's got some trade kill though, as Hatred takes a magical journey straight into the fountain as eggs to be turned on. It's a double kill to Lucian, and this is their moment to strike. Stepping forwards, that's a good shutdown. Couple more kills and more gold in the pocket of the one man who might be able to take this over.
Yeah, meanwhile, Garen taking more plates in the top side, is going to get finally chased off. But yeah, way too over-aggressive there from Weibo in the jungle. Going through that Bard portal, trying to get the final kill on Thomas. It's a nice turnaround.
As they turn their attention, Bunce is not a man in which you're going to be able to take down. With all due respect, probably just going to be able to walk his way on. He's hanging out forever. He stays forever. He just doesn't escalate that. He's going to make a liar out of me. I'm sorry. That's a quick little caster curse. He just refused to walk out.
All right, Weibo are taking the piss right now. Way too overextended.
Listen. If you're not a superstitious man before you start broadcasting, you will be, because there was no other explanation than a caster curse on that. Why are we stood in Krug Pit?
Yeah,
that's just the only explanation, as we do have Hatred turning his attention onto the top laner, and this is gonna be one dead Urgot. Yep. The true spider gonna reign supreme up there as Eggs gets another, and finally starting to stack up that Dark Seal a couple more times. Couple inopportune deaths to slow it.
Yeah. Looks like they're setting up more vision here for the Baron. Looks like they're gonna actually start it, even though enemy jungler is alive. Red team are aware that this is happening. There, you can see the pings on it. Thomas Greenwald, though, is just kind of more occupied with the Zerek here, the bot side.
They do have numbers advantage and not the greatest way on in.
Okay, Leo is ulting in.
Weaver's Wall, it's gonna be a flip, straight up burger flip, honorable smite fight, and it goes the way of the spider. Elise is able to grab that one down, silenced, and finished off with the disco ignite. Hatred picks up Thomas. The Talia was right place, right time, and just couldn't execute us. Now it's gonna be dash on in from Wilted Rose. He's looking for the montage, and Garen said, "No, cut the music." That man Bunce just dropping another hammer on his head.
Yeah, the flips looked promising for a second. You know, the Talia was pretty well timed. Unfortunately, did not manage to get the smite though. And CL.
Urgot flank. Full sending, but he's not in range of the execute. He's gonna have to try and settle for the mid laner's attention. Xerath running for his life, not the most mobile of sorts, as the Emilio super mega fire kick is gonna slow him down. Luke en route, true shot barrage, sniping him down, corralled and killed. Xerath is gonna be down, but he might have chased him too far as in comes Bunce. Stunned up, locked down for a moment. The Emilio sustaining as best as he can, but here comes the repel. It's two more to Eggs, as this spider once again sinks the fangs in and moves their attention to this jungle.
Yeah, 2 members down, Baron buff available on the blue side, so they're just going to take this bot inner turret and continue to push. Thomas is getting pushed out of his own jungle by Bard, 1v1.
This Bard's so annoying. This Bard's so annoying.
Yeah, and Hatred playing on the edge there is perfectly fine though. And yeah, just another dragon now in the pocket for the side of Weibo. Only their second, so they're not really anywhere close to the soul, but you might have been looking at that as a win condition for the side of TL, and that is going to be denied to them, so two dragon apiece.
Yeah, I feel like there's a much more streamlined win con. Is Lucian alive?
Yeah.
If yes, if no. If Lucian breathing, can win. If Lucian has any of half a dozen champions in position to deal their damage, he's in some trouble.
Yeah, and he is doing a lot of damage. Again, the problem is more, can the team buy him the space to be able to lay down that damage, right? And the answer right now is kind of no. They're really getting chunked out of their own jungle. Bard ulti down on the Urgot. Nothing really going to happen after that though. But they're just buying time for their Garen to get the push in. And so, once again, TL are going to be kind of spread out in, trying to defend their own base.
As Garen will be set upon by this marksman, trying to cut him off with the Weaver's Wall. It's just a moment late. The move speed from the dead man's plate is so powerful in the right circumstances as the siege begins.
Yeah, they're just been pulled all over the place, losing so much health on these turrets. Talon Bunce did move over towards them, but he's headed back down the bot lane now to push his way in. So Wade's a bit desynced in terms of their push.
Yep, the Baron buff will eventually taper out momentarily, and they will continue their siege without those buffed up creeps as they turn their attention onto the mid T1. Luke, flanking right-hand side of your screen, only level 14. He is actually down levels on... He's equal in level to the marksman of the enemy team. That's the state we're at.
Yeah,
oh, sniped out, true shot barrage. That's a killing spree for the Ezreal.
Yeah, trying to chase Garen off of the turret, but really doesn't
Sustain,
care
ultimate. They're going to turn their attention as best as he can onto the Garen, go for the execute, and while he's in transit, they will kill him. Tempered Fate has forced the flash out of the marksman as Wilted Rose does have that purge available. Flash forwards, Cocoon's be slided away from. Relentless Pursuit, the move speed out of Wilted Rose. He's going to be keeping his damage going. It's some shutdowns to the carries. Gimme and Wilted Rose. He's ready to keep it going. Relentless Pursuit forwards. One more auto attack will do it. Light Slinger needed. It will not find the distance. Wilted Rose, give me the E. Slip away from this Q. Back step. E lands. One more Q auto will do it. Neither one of them will fall. Neither Xerath nor Lucian. Blinking health bars, but stay standing.
Yeah, managed to punish the over-aggression from Weibo there, but do lose their mid-turret for it. But yeah, nice gold there onto Lucian, pushing towards his second last item.
The cleanse. There's so many cleanses available from the Emilio ult, the cleanse, the Mikhails. You cannot lock this man down, and with it, free reign in the team fight. It's a double kill. A slime man kicking and screaming, trying to claw this one back.
Yeah, Wilted Rose versus the world here, just trying to keep the game alive. They are going to get to push out on their lanes. Maybe manage to get some vision down towards these objectives, but still a lot of time before that. 1 minute before the Dragon, or Baron, sorry. Weibo will have their carries up for that objective. So yeah, once again, TL kind of will needs to really, again, buy space like that for their Lucian, really punish these mispositions happening from the side of Weibo.
Okay, I feel like Wizard Emoji may have gotten away with something there. He was able to just walk on out despite being face to face with Eggs' Elise. Level 16 soon to flip on in, and hey, it's not a 1v9, it's a 2v8. All right, Wizard Emoji is right there with him trying to get the damage in as Garen goes from flank of his own in a 3-man dive all on his own. Tempered Fate flies in, connecting onto 2 as they turn their attention onto Luke, waiting for those Qs to fly on in. Mystic Shot just wide of the mark. It's going to be a whole nothing burger as the TP flies in, looking to set it off once more. They fall into the choke. They're going to keep your eyes on Wilted Rose, who can't really fire over the wall. They're going to be zoning them out with that culling, and Thomas is going to be sacrificed. Blood for the Blood God indeed. 43 seconds, no jungle.
And stun on the Urgot prop will just about get out. It is tanky enough to absorb some of this damage, but super
Rose. Tower shot! Opa! Tower shot finishing the job. Connect is dead through flash.
Yeah, some sloppy stuff happening here from Weibo, but they're still managing to get the push in. Looks like they're going to go for this spot in his. Aren't going to risk going for the Baron 4v4, or 4v3 rather. Are they going to push for the end? No, surely not.
No way. You push out, you go get Drake, you reset. Yeah. You go get Baron at some point. You're going to be doing this one by the book, right? Dot some I's, cross some T's. I mean, Bard can get away with that. Now, Bard can get away with murder. This is a Bard, man. Don't chase the Bard.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Weibo have been making some questionable, positions and oversights, so I wouldn't be surprised if they had done it, but as you said, they're just going to grab themselves for Dragon. Bunce should be able to get a dodge, no problem. And then, yeah, just go for the reset. Once again, try self-division around the Baron, force red team to come into them and make the punishes.
Well, you got 2 auto-pushing lanes, right? Bot, mid, auto-push, you run topside, you 5v5, and you either drown in minions or have to fight an odd number fight. And an odd number fight sucks. A fight against a gold lead sucks. Both at the same time is pretty much devastation, as Fat Man Bud still has flash. He's going to be able to just march his way on out of here, and will indeed do so.
Now these mid-wave and bot wave do have to be answered, so tough position now here for TL to try get some sort of vision. Emilio is going to be
Emilio. Yeah, can't park there. It's going to be a quick kill onto Emilio, and there's your numbers advantage you're looking for.
Yeah, like they need the Urgot to be the one face setting. Literally no one else in the team can do it. So unfortunately, punish does come through. Bard ulti was. Doesn't really matter. Tom's looking for the angle for the Talia ulti to get in, try steal, but it's not going to happen. And Baron buff secured.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to be had, unfortunately. Even if you do turn your attention to Bard, he's a Bard.
Yep.
It's not going to be the most efficient use of your resources, and Urgot can't even face check is the worst part. He's the tankiest member on the team. He's got 2 items.
Yeah.
Ezreal's got 4. He will just melt.
Yeah. Unfortunately, right now, TL base taking the part a bit. Big burst on the Garen.
Flash, Solar Snare does not land, but they get their damage onto the mid all the same. Okay, Xerath down, and some of the siege is going to be stunned as they turn the attention onto Thomas, who goes golden. Repel up into the air. True Shot Barrage is a snipe on out. Is another golden. These arm guards flying left, right, and center. It's going to be chased down onto Core and Genji. Adam on the run, who's able to kite his way on out. Slipping to safety away from the Urgot, but the base in the meantime in so much trouble.
Yeah, have to answer the Garen in the bar here. Something pretty difficult. Point for range. Ulti from the bar to up down and just harass so much with his minions.
So annoying, this Bard. It's not even particularly effective, but it is so aggravating.
I mean,
Tempered Fate, Baron minions, they all descend upon the Nexus. Can he finish the job? And the creeps do get it. Open Nexus in 31 minutes.
yeah. So Wavo are pushed out, except for Fatman Buns. He doesn't give a fuck. He's level 19. He is taking a lot of damage from this Lucian now. Like, there's not...
It hurts. No culling. Wait, Relentless Pursuit, though. He might actually get the refunds. Okay, he turns his attention to the wave. Light Slinger is actually a whole lot of refund for that E.
Yeah, like, this Garen is just all damage, like, no tankiness at all, really.
What? He's got a Dead Man's. What? He's got a Dead Man's. He's got a Sterix.
Did you see...
He's got so much HP. What?
I mean, the Lucian literally just tore him apart with a few autos there. Like, that was kind of...
Well, yeah, I think that's more a statement of look at the Lucian's damage rather than the Garen's. Well, imagine what the Lucian's gonna do to the Ezreal if he gets his hands on him, or the Xerath.
Yeah.
He's gonna just annihilate and a big ol' if,
I mean,
he can apply that damage.
super tough now. You've got 3 super waves pushing in, all the poke landing. Urgot has to go to Fountain. So yeah,
Alright.
by time.
Hold this line. Eyes on Wilted Rose. The Lucian is the guts of the damage. They turn their attention onto the Nexus. Luke is leading the charge. The right-hand side of the screen. Thomas looking to flank. Hatred as we look to Batman Buns to staying on forwards. They're going to use that Sterix. The first one to fall is going to be this top laner traded out for this jungle. They turn their attention onto Gimmy's Fatman Buns to the backlines. He goes. Garen spinning, winning, dropping the ultimate down. Wilted Rose still standing though as he's looking to cleanse his way on out. The silence for the Garens can be played around, but look at the creeps. He's drowning in minions, and the Winions are gonna finish it. 32 minutes. They have the damage, but they did not account for creeps. 2-0. Weibo's gonna be sweeping this one.
2-0 for Weibo. Fairly well played. I wanted to say controlled for the most part, but there was they definitely played with their food a little bit at times and definitely got burned for it. But yeah, for the most part, pretty dominant overall. But yeah, very impressed by Wilted Rose though. Had really, really exceptional performances on the Tristana and the Lucian to kind of keep TL at least somewhat relevant in the game and be a major threat, but unfortunately will not get them over the line.
Yeah, not at all. And if we're going to be giving kudos to Fatman Buns. Both sides, he gave up counter pick, and both sides, he won the matchup regardless. So if I had to give my nod the other way, I think Fatman Buns deserves a lot of credit for getting his team rolling.
Yep, absolutely. And yeah. Series MVP, yeah, I think it has to be Fatman Buns, honestly. Like, just had, like, consistently really good lanes, managed to get ahead of his opponent, really utilized that lead to like buy space for his team on the other side of the map, and then was also pretty impactful in those fights. Yeah, I think easy one for me.
Yep, I'm more than happy with that. And with that, it was Bo3 Fearless, quick 2-0, and Weibo more than happy to take their first lead in this group. And any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
No, that's all for me. Cheers for watching, guys. I believe there are still 2 other series happening right now. I will let me see if I can actually get us over onto that. If you bear with me like 2 seconds. Get us over onto that. If you bear with me like 2 seconds. Mute that. Now I have to remember how to use this to rate a channel. But yeah, cheers guys.